Welcome to Match Fishing Masterclass. You join me today on a gorgeous winter's morning where we're going to be filming a live match at Bonehill Mill Fishery on the club lake. It's going to be a silvers match and I've drew peg 18, and from experience in these silverfish matches on here, I know it's going to be a roach match really. This time of year, it's slightly milder, so there's a good chance of them roach feeding. There is some skimmers in here, and I've also had some success fishing for them in the past, but I think you're gonna want about 20 to 25 pounds a day, and I don't think there's any chance of 25 pound of skimmers, so it's going to be an all-out roach attack, and I'm going to keep it dead simple. So baits for today, I've just got some pinkies, some maggots, some casters and some worms, dead simple. Not going to be feeding loads of bait. I'm going to fish in 2 lines, one short at top 6 and then one long at 13 metres. And the plan of attack is I'm going to put 5 balls of ground bait in on the short line and pretty much leave that alone till probably halfway in the match. Really let some fish settle down there. And then on the longer line I'm going to put just some chopped worms, some casters and a few maggots, because I'm going to plan to fish that straight away. With the ground bait it's going to take a bit longer to get going. So I'm going to really lock them balls up, squeeze them really tight, feed them short, and hopefully they break down slowly. So as the fish are coming into the peg, they can't get to all the bait straight away. But yeah, that's the plan, and we'll see how it goes. I've got 15 minutes to the all-in, so I'm going to get off my peg for 15 minutes and try not to cause any commotion, and then I'll see you at the start. Right, a couple of minutes left. Just going to get these balls done. That's the all-in. Not put loads of bait in these balls. It's probably 20 maggots or so. 20 pinkies. A few casters. Whilst I'm doing this, I'm just going to keep an eye on what people are feeding that way. I can learn. Let's get my hands wet. Just going to squeeze these balls even harder, just to really lock them up. We'll feed the long line first because that's the line I'm going to start on. ground bait I'm using today is Silver X Roach, mixed 50-50 with Frenzied Hemp Black. Got a lot of roach and a lot of hemp and coriander in it, which roach absolutely love. Start on a pinky. Try and get a bite. Once we're getting bites, and we swap to a maggot then, just because it's a bit more durable. Selects the better fish in the peg. The plan is just to loose feed. Start off by loose feeding pinkies on this long line. Then once we start catching, swap it to maggots, and then wean them onto casters. What I find is if you just go all guns blazing straight away, start feeding casters, it can take you a lot longer to start getting bites. What you want to do is just wean them onto them more positive bites. Just start negative basically, and then go more positive as the day gets on. Your stamper fish won't necessarily get bigger, what I find can happen. There you go, that's the first fish. Oh, it's come off. Stamper fish won't necessarily get bigger, but you'll catch quicker. Bait's wrapped over the bulk. Come on now. That's a good start. Straight away into fish. It's the only problem with barbless hooks on commercials. When you're fishing for smaller fish, you are going to lose a few on the way back. Every now and again we'll just lift the rig and lower it back in, just to try and encourage them fish to have a go at it. I think that might have been a perch, to be honest. Perch are normally the first fish in the peg when you feed, and they're normally the last fish in the peg when you need to top up. So it's a good indication when you do start catching perch, when you're doing this kind of fishing, that you need to top up. I'd actually put money on that being a perch, because if it was a roach are shoal fish. So when we lost that one, you should have had a bite when you go straight back in, really. Little roach. Okay, now they're there, I can pretty much guarantee he won't be on his own. I'm going to try my best to click for every fish, because I know the stamp of fish on it, stamp of roach, should be catching around 100 roach for 15 to 17 pound, depending. They will vary slightly. So if we aim for 100 fish, we're now going to be around the 16 pound mark. Obviously there's a chance of a skimmer in there, which is going to add a pound or whatever along the way. Got 49 roach. It's a nice one. So we're well on for our target of 100. Just gonna change that hook. I bumped a couple of fish then. Straight away, I'm not going to mess about. Put a nice sharp hook back on. We'll now swap to maggots. Swap to maggots. Fade into some casters. That ground bait on our short lines stopped fizzing now, so it's pretty much ready for us to start fishing over. We're still catching on this long line. And I don't think anyone's got as many as us. So I'm not going to come on that short line too early. I'd rather just keep the fish, or keep fishing this long line, because they are going to be more settled out there. Less disturbance. Oh, what's that? Might be a skimmer, that. That is a skimmer, I think. Not a big fish. Yeah, a little skimmer. That's 7 ounce. That's what happens when you start feeding them casters. They just sit on the bottom a bit longer. When you're feeding pinkies, the roach will just eat everything. So there's nothing really on the bottom for the bigger fish to come in and eat. When you feed casters, it's just putting some on the bottom for a bit longer. As we go now, stop at our number 6 section. Just loosing some bait over that ground bait. Them others we bumped, I think that was small perch, which can happen, to be honest, you can't really avoid it. But when it's roach, you need to make sure the maggot's not folded over the hook. That's another one. And there you go. Maggot folded over the hook. Nightmare. And I don't really know how to stop that, really. Maggot folding over the hook. If anyone does know, let me know. Oh, this is solid. start off by fishing right over where we fed. But as you catch more, what can happen? Fish can back off and then you have to just start flicking it past. For now, we'll just fish right over where we fed that bait. Another tip as well, when you're fishing for roach, try your best not to feed past your float at all. Always feed your bait a bit shorter if anything, because roach will definitely just hang off the back of your bait. And by you feeding past your bait, you won't catch anything. Some casters there. Go back out that long line. They're obviously not settled on that short line yet. That shouldn't take too long to get a bite on that long line. The fish was there, but they just weren't having it properly. Like we bumped a couple. Changed the hook to make sure it weren't the hook, which it wasn't. There we go, indication there. The fish is still there. Fish on. Hopefully that top will just settle them back down. Yeah, even though we're fishing further out, it's still quicker than that short line because they are settled out there. And you know when they're settled because you stop bumping fish. People automatically think it's a problem with their setup when they start bumping fish, but it doesn't always mean that. Sometimes it can mean fishing at the wrong depth, or something spooked the fish so they're not having the bait properly. That means you're just pricking them. Don't get me wrong, if you're bumping 4 out of 5 fish every time, then there's a good chance that something's wrong with your setup. We are 3 hours in now, just under 3 hours. And my peg has gone stone dead, absolutely stone dead. So I've come back onto my short line just to try and rescue that long line, really. I was catching the odd fish on it, on the long line, and then literally couldn't get a bite. No indications, nothing. There's a chance that there's some carp there. I'd rather just come off it, let them eat the bait that's there, and just restart it, rather than keep plugging away and just end up catching carp there. But then again, there could just be a couple of big perch there, who knows. I've just come back to have a look on this short line. Really now, 3 hours in, that should have started to come to life now. Might just be a time of day. I think everyone now has stopped catching. Might just be a time of day. This middle part of the match, you can have funny spells where just nothing feeds, and then you have a strong finish. We've got 68 fish. Let's get back on that long line and see if we can carry on catching. Gone. Mowing that one on then. Ah, put a bit of worm in it, it's fucking totally killed it. Don't even know why I've done it, to be honest. Couple of fish back there now. It's not solid, but just had a couple on the bounce then. There's another one. Just steady. Something happened in the peg, I'm not sure what it was. Something happened to really unsettle them. swing. Nice fish. $74 roach now. Or 74 fish. So still on for that target. Luckily, our second hour was good. Because our third hour was terrible. Oh, we're still in the third hour, should I say. I think. Peg went really dead. He's a net up. So yeah, I'd like to catch 100 roach, to be fair, which will give us a nice weight. And a lovely day's fishing. We're lucky and this short line comes good. Might catch a few more than 100. Fish there now. A couple at least. Hook clamps tangle. due a new one anyway. Getting a few bites now on this, so what I will do though is every now and again still either loose feed or top up that long line. Just to keep them fish happy that are out long. You can see I'm feeding short on my float. I'd rather invite the fish to come shorter rather than longer. They definitely do spook off the pole on here, definitely. That short line's gone a bit funny now, so I'm thinking about going back out long. Just give it another chuck. long line. Give them time to settle on that short line and come back on it. Should get a nice little run on this now because we've left it alone. Still going to feed that short line, but cut the amount down. Forty minutes left. What I'm going to try now is swap to a caster, see if they have that bit better. The light's dropped. There's a lot of small fish there now. I'm just bumping them. See if they have this caster any better. Hopefully we catch a few bigger fish on this caster. Stump roach. He's nice. And that short line's solid. Definitely our smaller stamp, not short line. If you can catch them quicker, evens itself out. Been a good practice today for the next round of the Winter League, so I'm on this lake. So things that I've done wrong, I'll put right for next time. And the things that have worked, I'll implement into the match. Let me try something. Because I've got another rig here. I want to try it before the match finishes. Just a strung out rig. Only about a minute left, but when it went hard, I should have swapped this rig really. Flicking it past the bait. It's a strung out shotting pattern so the bait can fall through the water slowly. All out! Now we have it. End of the match. I'll get weighed in and I'll let you know how I got on. Well done, boys. No, mate, 116. £19.15. Well, I've weighed in and I've had £19.15, which has won the match. Chris Hill's come second with £17, and the third hour really has really killed me. However, we managed to get away with it, but for the Winter League, we need to bear that in mind and make that third hour count. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.